Hello, welcome back to another video. In this video we will discuss about the lambda expression. This is one of the major concept in C#. So first we will understand what is the lambda expression, what is the advantages of lambda expression, and I'll show you the syntax and how you can utilize in your code. I'll show you that as well. Okay, so first let's try to understand that what is lambda expression. Lambda expression in C# are a concise way to represent the anonymous functions, okay, and they allow you to create a small block of code that can be passed around like variables, particularly useful in situations such as LINQ queries or delegate or even handler. In essence, lambda expression make your code more readable and compact, especially when you are working with the collections of functions or functional programming pattern. Now we will discuss about the syntax of lambda expression. Okay, so here is the basic syntax. As you can see that first we have to give the parameter list over here, as you can see, and then the arrow operator you have to use over here, and then you can write the expression. For example, if you want to square of to a variable, for example x square, then you can write the expression here x into x. And if you want to do the add operation, so then you have to pass two variable like a comma b, and then in this expression you can do the operation a plus b. Okay, and if you want to write multiple statement, then you can use a bracket like that. So for example, you can see here is the bracket, right, and under this bracket, inside this bracket, you can write multiple statement as well if you wish to do it. But our agenda is to write the simple and short code so that you can use the expression in a very much easy way in the lambda expression. Okay, so now let me show you one example, then it will be more clear for you. So as you can see that we are inside our code. So this is our previous code, we just a little bit modified and we'll explain that. So in that case as well, you need a delegate as well in case of lambda expression, because it will hold the reference of a function. So in case of our anonymous function, we use the delegate because it the delegate should hold the reference of the anonymous function. So instead of anonymous function, we are using the lambda expression. So in this particular line, you can easily see that this one is the delegate, okay, and it's returning nothing, right? So that's why it's void and it's not taking any kind of parameter. So that's why it is non-parameterized. So in case of lambda expression, as you can see, this one is the bracket that we have seen in our syntax part. Here you can if you are using any kind of parameters, then you can use comma x like this. If you want to use more than one, then you can use that as well like this way. But if it is not parameterized, then you have to use this particular bracket to show that is it's a lambda expression, and this particular operator, arrow operator, you have to use. So arrow operator it's called, right? This is the arrow operator, and after that inside this two bracket you can pass your line of code or a statement. Here you can use a single code as well, single line of code as well. So in this case we are just doing nothing, but we are printing a message to the user that inside the lambda expression. So this is a similar but with a anonymous function, but the difference is this part only, the arrow operator and the parameter list over here. So let me save it by Ctrl S and I'll build the code and I'll show you. Okay, and using this printer, we already know that if you want to execute this delegate, then you have to call it, right? So now I have to click here to execute. As you can see, it's producing the output inside the lambda expression. Now let me change something. I want that it should take one parameter like x, right? So here I have to pass the x as well. And if you don't want to use this particular code, that means bracket, let me cut it, and then I'll paste it over here so that you can use it in the later. Okay, so now I can easily remove it, and if you want to write the expression like x into x you can easily do it like this way. Okay, and now you have to change it to the integer, because after multiplication it will return something. So as you can see, you have to give here the type integer x, because this expression will return something, right? So that's why the print array will get some value. So I have to hold it to the somewhere. So I am just declaring here a variable integer y, and we are printing it over here, just storing it to integer y variable. Okay, also while calling it requires one parameter, because in this section you can see that there is a parameter like integer x. So that's why I have to pass the value of x. So here I have to put here 2, and after the calculation it will return the value to y, and then you can easily print the y over here, right? So if you want to print, just write here y and then just build your code, and to run it you can see the result like that. You can see that it's producing the result 4. So if you want to give more than one parameter, that you can also do in the same way. For example, integer p you can pass over here for the second variable. So here you have to pass p, and if you want to do the multiplication operation with x and p, then in this way you have to do it. And when you want to call it, then you can use p over here, and you have to pass the value over here. For example, you have to pass 3 over here, and then you can save it and build it. Okay, so this way if you want more than 2 parameter, then you can also do that. So now it will produce 2 into 3, that means it will produce 6. So that's why it's giving the 6 as an output. So this is how we can use the lambda expression instead of anonymous function. Okay, so now let me give you the key advantages of the lambda expression. The first one, you have to remember, this is the concise code. Why it is concise code? As you can see, it's working as a function, but the code is very much concise. Instead of defining a full method or delegate, lambda provides a shorthand way to implement functionality in one line. Also, this particular lambda expression improve the readability. By seeing this particular line or selected portion, you can see in many cases lambdas makes code easier to understand by keeping the logic compact and in place. As well as in case of functional programming, they are the ideal for scenarios where you want to use a functional programming technique, such as passing functions as parameter and changing method, or composing the complex expression. So that's it for this video. If you have any question regarding this, you can ask it in the comment section. We'll try to resolve your problem as soon as possible. So thanks for watching this one. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.